Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be Crush on You from The River. Thanks very much to subscribe star Patrick Dennehy for the request. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all of the individual parts. Okay, so this song's in the key of E major and the tempo is approximately 132 BPM. I think on the actual record it's slightly detuned, that's either been sped up or slowed down by the engineer producer, so it's slightly out of kind of standard tuning, just to bear that in mind. Okay, cool, so let's take a look at the chords first. So what we've got is an E major chord. Okay, it's a simple bar chord, barring from the 7th fret from the A string and then using the 3rd finger to bar the 9th fret and the D, G and B strings. We also kind of got a broken kind of version of this where he's kind of only using the kind of this part of the chord on the 9th fret of the D, G and B strings. So it's kind of an E over B chord, but yeah, we'll just refer to it as kind of a partial E. Cool. They also got an A over C sharp chord, kind of Rolling Stones, that kind of type chord that he uses a lot in this song. So 3rd finger 11th fret D, 1st finger 9th fret G, middle finger 10th fret B string. Okay, so it's an A over C sharp, but yeah, kind of refer to it pretty much as an A chord. Okay, and then you also got another chord that's got a funny name, G sharp minor 7 over B, but it's basically that, think of it as that kind of partial E chord there with your 3rd finger on the 11th fret of the G string, which you use quite a lot in the intro. You've also got a C sharp minor chord, so barring the 4th fret from the A string, and then 3rd finger 6th fret D, little finger 6th fret G, middle finger 5th fret B, and then you've also got a B major chord. Okay, where it's basically the same shape as your E, but your 1st finger is on the 2nd fret. Okay, so quite simple in terms of chords. Cool, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at the intro. So what you do is you come in on the and a 4, okay, and they're going to do 2 strums in quick successions, semiquavers or 16th notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a. Okay, they're going to do a downstroke on beat 1, 1, and then you're going to go to the kind of partial E chord there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So down, 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 up. Then to the A over C sharp chords, where you can actually just add your middle and 3rd fingers to achieve that chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so that bar again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So you're going to go from the A to the E. Okay, down, up, down, and at the end of the bar, do that thing again. So you're going to go and a 1, and then this is bar kind of 4 now. 1, 2, and then 7th fret A string, and then shift grace note slide from 9 to 11 straight away. So 1, 2, and 3, and then and 4. So 2 strikes there on the partial kind of E chord there. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then go to that kind of funny chord where you're just adding your 3rd finger on top of that broken E chord on the 11th fret of the G string, and this is on the and a 4, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then carry that on, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and then do the same thing again at the end of the bar, and then 1, 2. And the next bit, you've got 4 quavers or 8th notes here, so 3, and 4, and. So I'm going to go in, kind of going down, up, shift slide straight away, so 3, and 4, and shift from 9 to 11, then 9 on the D, and then 11A, then open E. Okay, and then we're now in bar 7, 1, 2, and 3, and then you've got this 9, 7, 9, and 3, and 4, and then the and a 4. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Cool, and then bar 8, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, start off with 7th fret twice on the A string, 1, and 2, 1, and 2, 1, and 2. So 7th fret A string twice, then shift from 9 to 11 straight away, and then 3 hits on that broken E shape. So 1, 2, 3, and then the A chord, and then back to the broken E, and then you've got half a bar of the kind of funny chord where you're just adding your 3rd finger on the 11th fret G. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, so that's bar 9. Cool, so that's basically the whole of the intro. So what I'll do is I'll play that whole of the intro quite fairly slowly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and a 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So yeah, you kind of want a bit of crunch on this, so play around with your amp settings. I do a lot of the time I record into my computer using a clean sound, and then I kind of use Logic Pro X plugins. It's just a nice kind of thick sounding crunch sound, so it's really getting lots of energy, this song. So it's a good kind of a really good upbeat. Okay, cool. So then we're basically going on to the kind of main verse section. So the Stevie's parts that we'll go through in a bit, kind of you've got this kind of slightly different thing going on with one person doing a slightly different strumming pattern than the other person, but together they sound awesome. Okay, so let's go through this kind of main 2-bar verse phrase that you're going to kind of do 4 times in most of the verses. It slightly changes in the 3rd verse. So basically what you're going to do is E major, full E major, and then 6 strums in a row, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then go to the broken E at the end, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're going to go that classic down, down, up, up, down, up pattern with the A over C sharp, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you do that, and those 2 bars are just repeated twice, okay? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Cool. Yes, that's pretty straightforward there for the first and second verse, with slightly different strumming for the third. And then you've got the chorus. Okay, so you know this chorus is basically just doing the opposite. Instead of going from E to A, you're going from A to E. And this is a strumming pattern that I think is roughly happening. Again, he will vary up quite a lot in the record. You can hear it's kind of a very live feel to it. So you don't feel like you have to do the exact same strumming pattern, but this is kind of a nice framework. So Bruce will mix it up all the time. In fact, I've seen quite a few different live versions where he's playing different chord voicings, you know, all over the place. So, you know, playing A down here or A down there. So he will mix it up through various different, you know, versions in the 80s, completely different versions for what he's playing, I think. He's simplified it in later tours. Okay, so the chorus section, you go 1, 2, 3 and 4 and then a full bar of the down, down, up, up, down, up. Ideally accent the second strum of the A. I think it sounds a little bit nicer. 1. Okay, yeah, so 2 crotchets or quarter notes, 1, 2, and then 4 quavers or 8th notes, down, up, and then down, down, up, down, up. Again, you can do this twice. On the third time, it's a slight variation. Okay, so the third time of the chorus section, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and then you're going to go a split bar of E to C sharp minor, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and again you can use that down, down, up, down, up pattern. Sounds like that's what's happening. E, up. So you're doing the same strumming pattern as you did for the down, down, up, down, up, but you're changing on the first upstroke for that on the C sharp minor. So down, down, up, down, up. And you basically got 2 bars where Stevie's doing these kind of riffs that we'll go through in a bit. You're doing this kind of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so 2 bars of B there. Just downstrokes will sound really good. So let me play the whole of the chorus sections. Okay, so 2 rounds of the A over C sharp. So 1 bar of that, and then 1 bar of E, and then 2 rounds of the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and third time round, E, C sharp minor, 2 bars of E. Cool, and then you've basically got the second verse, exactly the same as the first, second chorus, exactly the same as the first chorus. Okay, and the sax solo, it sounds like the strumming pattern's a little bit different. So let's just go through the sax solo. So the second bar, 2 bar phrase done 4 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, up. So here I just more kind of punchy kind of rhythm, I think. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and so that's kind of a quaver 8th note. And then a rest on both beats 1 and 2. So 1, 2, and then down, up, 4 quavers or 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. Okay, so you can do that 4 times. 1, 2, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times through that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put the song structure up on the screen. The song structure will also be in the description, so that should help you break everything down and make sense of it all. So any chords in brackets basically means there's more than 1 chord in that particular bar. Okay, cool. So we've done up to the third verse. So basically the third verse is twice the length of the first and second, and there's a few other little bits that are happening. Pretty much what's happening is slightly different strumming pattern, I think, here. 1, 2, 3 and 4 for that kind of bar 1 of the main 2-bar phrase. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you've got your standard bar after that, and down, up. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to do that for the first 6 rounds of the 8, okay? And then basically on the 7th round, it sounds like, again, with the drums building up, you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and something like that. A little bit more strummy in that bar. So this is the 7th round of the first verse. You're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and then just the 8th round is the same as normal. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So that's the 3rd verse. Cool, lots of cool drum fills in there as well. Cool, so then we're basically on the 3rd chorus. So the 3rd chorus, the first half of it exactly the same as the first and the second. So you've got the A over A bar, E bar twice, and then the A, and then the E, C sharp minor, 2 bars of B. And then you've got another chorus at the end. And the only difference this time is you're basically got 2 extra bars of B. Okay, so it's the 2nd round of the 3rd chorus. You've basically just got 2 bars of extra of B at the end. Cool. So let's take a look at the outro sections. The outro section is pretty much you just got that 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. So kind of it's basically 9 rounds of that. Although on the 9th round you're going. Ending on that down 1, 2, and 3, 4, and it's pretty much 2 bars of rest, and then end on the 1 there. So yes, it's pretty much that 2-bar phrase, kind of cut short at the end on the 9th round. Okay, there's also, I think there's another little tiny bit of riff. You want to get really close to the original. On the 1st round, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, up. I think he's doing one of those extra kind of cool little riffs. So shifting to the 11th fret A string, and then 9, 11 on the D string. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And just give it that bit of variation there. Cool, so that's all of Bruce's parts. Okay, so let's now take a look at Steve's parts. Okay, so you're going to come in the same way as Bruce does. So on the and of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. But this time you just let it ring out basically. So you've got the first kind of 4 bars of the intro go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now you've got some, this is where you start to do some cool licks. Okay, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So a slow bend on the and of 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so 1.5 beats long, and bend up slowly from the 11th fret, and then 12th fret E string with some vibrato. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let that ring out, and then the bar 7, you're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, but then 14 bend, and then 16th fret. Okay, let that ring up for the rest of the bar, and then you've got this cool little run called country style kind of riff. So shift into the 16th fret G string, 1, then with your 3rd and your little finger, and then hit the little finger 16th fret high E string, 1, and then slide, hit the 16th fret, slide from 16 to 15, so chromatic run here, 1 and 2 and then little finger 15th fret high E, and then a shift slide, so from 15 straight away to the 14. So it sounds really cool. So let me play the whole of the intro for Stevie. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So quite cool. So strumming wise, they're both doing very similar things. You could get away with just playing the same thing. You know, if you're sort of 2 members in a band doing pretty much the same thing, but ideally slightly differently. That's what's happening. So and they just work well together. So here, roughly, I think what's happening is you're going 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and so maybe a little bit more percussive here. So here, it's pretty much the same as kind of the third verse pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and apart from you use the partial E chord, 1, 2, 3, and a dead note on the start of beat 4, so you're muting the strings, releasing the pressure, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then another dead note on the start of beat 2 in the next bar, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and again, Bruce will do things like that and change it up as well. So that's kind of the main kind of verse strumming there, okay? Now on the chorus, it's quite hard to hear on the record which voicings of A they're using. They might even be using open shapes as well. A or E or E5, A5, E5 would probably work really well as well. Especially live, you know, with Nils, they'll probably put some of that stuff, open chords in as well, just to thicken it up a bit. So the chorus, you're going to do open A string, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So this is kind of a broken A chord, E shape, third finger 7, D, middle finger 6, G, bar the 5th fret, B and E strings, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then down, down, up. And it sounds like there's like a kind of a little bluesy kind of riff here on the and of 3 and the start of beat 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, so those 2 bars of the chorus. It was in Stevie's kind of part, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Again, I know they will be mixing it up, and you know, might not necessarily be doing those exact voicings. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 2, and 3, and then 8, 7 at the end of the bar, 3, and 4. And then just do the same sort of thing, so same structure, obviously. And then on the third round, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just do different voicings to thicken it up, E to C sharp minor, and then you've got this kind of like a pentatonic kind of style, 1 and 2. So you're going to bend the 9th fret G string quite slow, so 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3. So 2-bar riff, and I'll go through the time again. So it's 9th fret bend up to the full tone bend, 1 and 2 and 3. And then grab the kind of the 7th fret B and E strings, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. That's coming on the start. Yeah, start beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3, and then start the bend again on beat 4. 4, 1 and 2, 3. The last one's a bend and release. So 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Something like that will work really well. So do that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then you've got the second verse again, same as before, then the second chorus, and then do the again same second chorus, pretty much the same as the first chorus. And then the sax solo, pretty much just do the same as what you were doing in the verses in terms of strumming. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, pretty straightforward there. A lot of it's kind of introducing those kind of new cool kind of pentatonic riffs. Okay, cool. So then basically, yeah, you know, that build up bar in the 7th round of the 3rd verse. I do the kind of same thing. Okay, so chorus is pretty much the same. Then the 3rd chorus, the ending slightly different to the one we did on the 1st and 2nd rounds. So 1 and 2, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I think that's roughly what's going on. So you come in on beat 2. So these are over the B bars that Bruce is going to would do. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So bend on the 9th fret of the G. Make sure you cut it off when you hit the. So I'm kind of making sure I mute it with my right hand there, my picking hand. So 1, 2, then catch 7, 7 again on the B and the E. and then do the same pattern again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you've got kind of a unison bend where you're hitting the 7th fret on the B string, 3rd finger full tone bend on the G string, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and you re-pick it. So you bend it up, keep the 1st finger still on the 7th fret B, bend that up a full tone, and then re-pick it. 1 and 2 and then 9, 7 on the G, 9 on the D. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and out, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Sounds quite cool. Again, combined with Bruce's parts, it just sounds awesome. Okay, and then basically on the last round of the 3rd chorus, this is where you've got the 4 bars of B now. The first 2 bars that Stevie's doing is just 2 slow bends. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then you've got 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Again, the unison bends this time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Then it's high, and then 1 and keep re-picking it basically. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1 and 2, and 3, and 4. Cool. So that's pretty much the all the parts, and then just end the song the same way, but with your different voids. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let it ring out for 2 bars. Cool, so they're all of Stevie's parts. So yeah, thanks. I think that's everything. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and comment if you haven't already. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Cheers. Bye. If you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribe Star page or my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much. See you on the next one.